Oi, oi. Welcome back to
Mastering sales takes all.
my new series, the Paranormal Club. This is going to be epic. You're going to very much enjoy this, or not. The first rule of Paranormal Club is don't talk about Paranormal Club. Share it instead. My name today is Marticus von Scheisenhausen, and I am a Scheisenhausen when it comes to these subjects. Wow. I tell you what, some of the things I will talk about in this will kill your toes. The idea behind this show, this unique show, I don't think there's anywhere else on the internet quite like what I'm going to be proposing, is your chance to talk about any paranormal experiences that you may have had, and your chance to talk about them here on my channel. And that is possibly as a guest, as long as it's not too long-winded, or here in chat, and we can all talk about them. Now, this has already started. People have been telling us their spooky ghost stories. I'm going to do this every week. This first one is something really, really incredible, which I think is still ongoing. This story that I'm going to tell you of sleep paralysis and what happened to me when I was young, which was a lot. And some of the paranormal experiences. Now, I have been pondering all my life whether I'm just a master manifester and I made that shit happen, or whether or not there were actually external causation, which I think, and I really do think, there was other entities involved with all of what I'm going to be telling you. And it's really spooky. And the weird thing about what I'm going to tell you is I've met people that have come up to me and literally said the same things back to me as what my experiences have been, roughly. So I'm in the camp of what I am about to share. Many people, maybe even millions worldwide, have experienced, and they won't talk about it. So this is where I come in. Okay. Now, some of the experiences that some of you guys may or may not have had, may be trauma related. Maybe you are a master manifester. Regardless, these happenings have defined something in your life, and you've been trying to resolve what these things were or what happened. Okay. And afraid or embarrassed even to talk about it in public, like with the relatives or with a friend. Like, yeah, tell your friends about like this incredibly cursed object that you've just got that manifests weird demons when you go to sleep at night, for example, that sort of thing. So they're not going to be believing you. But this place here, we're going to have a think about it, and we're going to say, as a default, we believe you. I believe you. And I hope you believe what I'm going to be telling you. I have talked about some of these subjects for years. Now, I have a lot of paranormal experiences to go through. I mean, I can get miles out of this. So I'm going to do one a week. Everything from the experiences that I had at sea, which strange things happen at sea. Hard to even imagine, but it's true. We'll talk about them. Some of the things that happened later in life, which are totally unexplainable. But I'm going to talk about something that happened when I was a young boy. And then we're going to be reading some of your comments. We'll just start here with this comment here by the MF machine. I think it is anyway. Let's just bring that. Oh, excuse me. Okay, there you are. Let me just bring that comment up. I went to a sleep expert. He told me also, excuse me, my eyesight's terrible. I believe there are real entities, and I was losing my mind. I cured myself, and I'm happy to say it's been like 5 years since it's happened. Well, I didn't cure myself exactly, but the last serious night of sleep paralysis that I had, which was one of the most terrifying, unbelievably horrifying nights of my entire life, something really bad happened to me. You won't even believe it, and it's all true. And it's been ongoing, especially the hole in my neck that looks like a tiny bum hole by here, from the implants, the one in my leg and one in my neck, that was spookily and weirdly removed from my body by health people, all in it together. And I was like not even paranoid. Them fuckers was in it together and knew all what was going on with whatever this ongoing experiment is. I'm in the camp of thinking that I was, along with millions of others, energetically, if not physically, abducted in the night, in my sleep. Now, the reason I think physically is because I brought injuries back with me. I did. I brought grazes back. I brought bruises back from a dream state, guys. You could think, oh, yeah, you were grazing yourself in the night in your bed. How? I can remember falling over and waking up and my legs like literally from. So I don't really think that these were dreams per se. I really don't. I think I was having these experiences. Okay. And so I start share my story and then I'll share some of your stories. When you do, don't blast them out now because I won't be able to read them all out while I'm recanting my memories, guys. Okay. So what I would like for you to do is wait for a little bit after I've had a little talk and then in capital letters because my eyesight's kaput. Then put in, or you can even email me. Okay. As long as it's, like I said, not too windy because my OCD can't stand it. I will talk about some of the experiences and literally hope that it can help you resolve some of these crazy things that have been going on. I've been in a quest, partly what I'm doing in this search for the true nature of consciousness and whatever this place is, what I've been into for donkey's years, is to make some sense of what I'm going to talk about now. Okay, and I'll bring comments over by you so people can read it as they're going. And you can email me at martinlitzka7@gmail.com with your spooky story. We can talk about them here, but I'm considering, because this is only episode number 1, okay, is linking up and letting guests come on, but they'll, you know, not instantly go on about personal stuff or flat earth or whatever. Stick with the subject. We can do that on another occasion, on another show. So Max is giving a salute. Congratulations to somebody. I thought it was salutations, but good to see you. And this person here also grew up in a house with what you could regard as a poltergeist, I think, or a ghost. So I want to talk about Michael Talbot, the guy that is no longer with us. And he wrote a book called The Holographic Universe. He thought that this place had holographic principles. And some of the things that he said about his poltergeist activity as a boy, so ring true to me. But when he left his house that he thought was haunted and went to college, the poltergeist had followed him there. But then he realized that his mind was so powerful that he was doing it because of the holographic nature of this reality. So I've been thinking about whether that was the case with what happened with me, but I really don't think it is because of the similarities and what other people have had similar happenings. But this sleep paralysis, I will tell you now, guys, there is nothing in this reality that you could put in front of me. I don't even care what it is that will come close to the level of terrifying that happens when you're in sleep paralysis. It goes beyond terror and fear. It is something completely different. I mean, I'll explain now. So it started, I guess, when I was about 7 or 6 years of age, when overnight, click of a finger, I was magically snapped out of my magical kingdom of entities and others. I was in another dimension. I could see, I can't even remember, but what I can remember was the day that I arrived in this place. Yeah, I went into deep grief. I cried, I sobbed. And nobody, my mother didn't understand. Nobody understood. I was like, give me the will back. Give me my will back. It's gone. It's gone. That grief lasted a while until it sort of faded out. Now, I grew up in a council house in Cardiff, single parent mother. My father was a captain at sea, only seen him a few times a year or when we went to the ship. And they were 2 evil witches. So they were happy to just, you know, summon or conjure up evil stuff in our house all the time. That house was so spooky. So getting up to maybe 8-year-old, it's been going on for a year or so now where I'm literally so scared to go to bed because I got to go in that bedroom and all that shit's going to start happening again. Is I would like literally get really upset, start shaking. I was having a nervous breakdown. I had nervous breakdowns. I was the most unhappiest boy having to go through this. So I was trying to think, well, did I just create all of this as a manifestation of escapism because I was literally a battered child, and all crazy stuff my family did to me, like locking me in tiny little spaces all day in pitch black, weird things like that. But I don't think it was actually, because for this reason. I would go to bed and I would lay there, and then it would start that feeling, and then I would start to get scared. And then when I dropped off or never dropped off, I would be in an in-between place, which is not sleep and it's not theta either. People say suggest it's not, and it's not awake. Although I'm in my bedroom and I can see my bedroom, so I'm awake, but I'm also in this other place. What's going on? So I'm froze, my mouth's open, I'm screaming in absolute terror, but I'm stuck and I can't move. And this goes on hours. And I go through stuff like being on fire and feeling the fire and being burning on fire. And it was just, oh, what? So I got to go to bed every night and be literally on fire, feeling the pain and going through all that crazy shit. My head was bust, but I had to go through it. So through survivalistic instinct, I sort of trained myself to slap myself awake like that, which was bring me back into the room and all of that shit would stop. What shit? Entities. Which I only caught glimpse of 2 or 3 times, but the only thing I can say is they look like goblins, and they got a really nasty ass laugh with them as well. Okay, that's all I can say. Alien greys, no. Okay, but these little things were grey, and they were little. Okay, that's all I did see. But it was more than that. It was the whole experience, the energetics behind it all was absolutely terrifying. Like I can't even talk about. Okay, can't even put that how terrified I was. So I'd also trained myself, because my bed, my single bed was up against the wall, was to smack my head on the wall until I woke up or back into the room again. So literally smacking my head in that state, and then smacking my head on the wall, poof. The pain then in the real world will bring me back into the room, and then it'd stop. This went on till maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, until I'd slipped off into some sort of remnants of actual sleep. And then I would have to wake up and go to school. This went on for a few years. I have memories of energetic abduction. So until that series, Stranger Things, came along, that put doubts on whether that was actually true. But I thought I was one of the Montauk Project, for the simple reason is I had a recurring dream through that time where I was in a big leather chair with all these flat black screen TVs, curved ones, all the way around me like the Matrix. Only that was in 1970s, and there was no frame of reference for an LCD black television in the 1970s. They were big GCE fucking things in the corner of the room. So where I was seeing the future in that dream then. But it was recurring. So I thought, okay, now when I read about the Montauk Project and testing high-end psychics in the Montauk chair, that sort of thought, well, are they doing that? Because there's Mark Hamill of Star Wars actor fame. He reckons he was one of the Montauk boys, and other famous people have come out and said, they're literally looking for certain energetic frequencies, and they're testing them in this technology from other places. And I'm not suggesting space either, but other places. These other realms where all of this weird entities and demonic beings and angels, if you want to call them, and all of that exists, which is not far away. But I had a glimpse and I was there in it. So I got to about 8-year-old, and then the worst one that I can remember, I'm on fire. And then I think I'm being held underwater. And then these people are hunting me with fucking hand crossbows. And one like literally shot me between in the head there. The moment he did it, I felt it. I jumped up like that and I was back awake. I was like, okay, back down, sleep. Then I can like literally got the impression that there's something in the room. Okay. Now there's only my mum and my sister in the house. Okay. And I'm terrified, and I can't cry, I can't scream, I can't make a sound, I can't bang for my mother, I can't do anything about it. I am stuck. I'm this little boy. I don't know what the fuck is going on, and there's this craziness going on. That night I was taken somewhere. The reason I know that I was taken somewhere is because this is the God's honest truth. That morning I woke up. After that, I never had sleep paralysis again. But what I did have was my legs didn't work, like, again. So I wake up and my legs are paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. My legs don't work. I screamed down to my mother, come on, man, my legs don't work, my legs don't work. Anyway, she rings an ambulance. They take me off to hospital. My legs are gone into entropy. They don't work anymore. They test me for absolutely everything, the doctors. The doctor told my mother the reason is it's a mental block caused through hyperactivity, because your child's very hyperactive, and then he's caused a mental block which has stopped his legs from working. A bit like hysterical blindness, if you like, that I have literally, the doctor have said, stop my legs from working. Okay. So I went back and forth for months and had tests, and the legs did not come back. And then I was put into a wheelchair. And then I had to sit in my window watching all the kids playing football, boiling hot summer, thinking, shit, I'm never going to walk again. And I had it gone on for so long, like a year, that I'd resigned myself to the fact that I was going to spend the rest of my life in a wheelchair, which is why I guess I have a lot of empathy for people who are in wheelchairs, and I do, because I know what it's like. And 9-10 months later, almost a year later, I woke up one morning and shit, I could feel them, and I could wiggle my toes, although it hurt, everything hurt. I called to my mother, my legs are back, my legs are back. She dives through the door, and I said, they're back. They're back. I got my legs back, but they're too skinny. They're too weak. I can't use them. I had to go to physiotherapy, pools and stuff, to work my legs back so that I could start walking again, which was a slow process. At first, I was really weak. I was like Douglas Bader walking along with those bars, just trying to learn to walk all over again. That lasted until I was about 9 years of age, but that was the last happening of that sleep paralysis. But what I did pick up after that period was a thing in my neck and then a thing in the back of my leg as well from that period. Anyway, a couple of years, few years go by. I'm a teenager working on, I think I was working on a building, something like that. Anyway, this thing gets really bad. Yeah, they go to the doctors. They literally, oh, we've got a surgery upstairs. Let us take it away. Like, yeah, all right. Local anesthetic. So anyway, whatever they removed from my neck was metallic, and they removed it and they put it in a kidney tray, and it went ping. So I was like, oh, right, let me have a look at that. And he grabs it, and then there's tug of war going on with the kidney tray. And I'm like that. He just does one big more woof and snatches it out my hands. I'm like, whoa. And then puts like this towel over it so I make sure I don't look at what just come up my neck. I'm like, whoa, they're all in on it together. I literally had 10 different doctors coming through the door, all just to take a look at whatever was happening with my neck. The other one, I removed myself in the bathroom. It was a horror movie, like you wouldn't even believe. And not actually that painful, but it was definitely what looked like Magellan's, or a bundle of wires and hairs with a center to it, which looked like some sort of technology. It looked like there might be some sort of chip there, something like that. They've gone now. Anyway, I don't know if I got any more. Don't think so anyway. So I really do think it's connected with that period as well. And I think it's still ongoing. So that is my sleep paralysis. All I can say about that, guys, is it was the most terrifying thing that's ever happened or even come close in my entire life, even nearly dying over and over again. And that ain't even scary. That ain't even scary compared to what went on with the sleep paralysis and whatever was going on with these entities. Now, the entities, years later, I seen actually at sea in an engine room behind the AC locker where the electric panel. I literally heard it, went like that. I looked through the corner of my eye and I seen him looking at me. Literally seen him looking at me. You can see, put an image on this thumbnail, very much this goblin creature looked very much like what I seen. 2 or 3, 4 years later, something like that, I seen it again. The exact same entities that I seen during that sleep paralysis, I seen on 3 separate occasions since. Ongoing. Not for years, and no sleep paralysis. My sleep is absolutely fantastic now, by the way, I must admit. Trying to deal with all of the weirdness and all of the craziness, that is so much of it. Wait till I even tell you. This is like 1% of the strange shit that's been going on, which I'm going to tell the world, actually, because why not? What have I got to lose? Nothing. I may as well just do this and just tell you, because this could help a lot of people. A lot of people could just come along and say to me, Matt, that's happened to me, bro. Or I thought it was just a memory, but guys, this is something that's defined my life, something that I've been just thinking about all the time and trying to make sense of. You know, never mind the entity manifestations, like literally having the devil standing in my bath. And he said to me, I am the master, Martin. And then I closed the shower curtain, and when I opened it, even though he had gone, his energy was definitely still there. And there for days and days after. That's what I used to get. One redeeming thing, that when they did make an appearance and they disappeared, they used to leave an energetic signature that was there for days after. I remember that happening, which was really scary and really weird. Lots of that happened to me at sea, especially when I took up with this witch girl who was a high-end medium. She brought in uninvited guests. Let's just put it like that. Somebody said in my comments earlier, they think ghosts are good and there to help us. I don't know if you're thinking of it in scientific terms, guys. Ghosts could be just a replaying loop in the matrix itself, in this simulation or this holography that we find ourselves in. It could be, but I know for a fact that there's been a lot of ghost activity in my family. So my Auntie Margaret, she reckoned she was had a ghost visitor in the night sexually. Yeah. And a lady around the corner from where I lived, because my street was super haunted, says exactly the same. So also defiled in the night by entities. That seems to be something that some people have gone through. And who are they going to tell? Yeah, I had a strange visitor last night. Split one up. Really strange. I'm just saying, that is the thing. There are things that haven't happened to me. Like I haven't had an OBE, an out-of-body experience, where loads of people have said to me, oh, I see myself, like, you know, from above in the room, and then look down and see myself. I don't recall that ever happening to me, although I would say that I go on the astral plane quite often, if you want to call it that, where I fly and do all of these incredible things with other beings as well, which are all doing the same thing. Same Marticus now, same morals, same everything. It's all pretty cool, actually, in the astral realm. And there are other entities, as I said. There is feeling and everything going on with that place. So I do go there, okay, but I can honestly say I've never looked back and seen myself. Have you? Have you? I know people who have nearly died, have heart attacks, stuff like that, have that happens, but I've never had an OBE, I must admit. But I do think that I visit the astral realm. That would make sense of a lot of the stuff that happens for me, especially with my dreams, my prophetic dreams, because I have seen the events of the future twice or 3 times in the last 4 years, like literally precognitive dreams, like literally dreaming the events of the next day, guys. How so? I got an impression, although all of this has happened before, though, guys. I was thinking about it. Some of the people you meet, or you know you're going to meet, and you know there's something's going to happen. You know there's an energetic connection. You just know it, almost as if it's all happened before. And then we just play games with people, one another, that is not all happened before, but it really has. And I really do think, oh, what I'm doing now or what I've done in the past, it just seems to be very, I can remember. It's like I can remember, like, the thing. I'm sure that I'm giving myself messages from the future. Is this even possible that I could be tipping myself off in the future to Martin now? I don't know. Anyway, the other dimensions I think that are there, like the hell realm issue. I think that this is some quasi hell, some weird hell, where it feels very gaslighty, doesn't it? And it feels very unfair, you know, like that people have to suffer the way they do, have sick children, for example, baldy heads, and all of these hideous things that really shouldn't be in reality whatsoever. I don't think they are in indigenous populations. These things seem to be Western things, which would mean it's them doing it, which is quite sad as well. So let's give you a few shouts and find out what's going on. 190 of you, welcome. So this is what we're doing, maybe on a Monday. See if I can do this on a Monday. We're going to have Paranormal Club. Okay, I'm sure loads of you have had weird stuff. Oh, ghosts. Have you seen a ghost? I've had loads of ghost experiences. The worst one, I'll just tell you one quick. When I was at sea. Oh, am I going to be able to talk about that? Oh, my absolute pleasure. You prompted this, my brother. Bob Sykes. Much love to you, my brother. You prompted this one. I worked in the engine room when I was at sea, and there was the spookiest place was the center where the CO tanks for fires were housed. Okay, but we kept a collection of light bulbs in there and other equipment. I was petrified to go into this space. And the one day I had to go around, part of my job is replacing all the light bulbs. Okay, standard. I go into this space and it's confined. The CO bottles are over there. You're always making sure they don't come undone. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be nasty for everybody. So this space is hazardous. This space is confined and it's in the center of the ship. It's spooky, man. This is a spooky ship. Okay. They say you don't get rats on haunted ships, and believe you me, there was no rats on our ship because it was so haunted by Polishmen that died on the ship, like Andrei Barowi, who gave the ultimate sacrifice, which was giving his life to try and save somebody else, but he drowned instead. The other guy survived. Long story, but they were on the ship, and also the hatches came down on 3 sailors only a couple of years before I got on that ship. So at least 5 or 6 deaths that I know of in that space in a short period of time. Anyway, back to the light bulb. The light bulb, to go in to get light bulbs, I can't see because that light bulb there has gone. So torch, little torch in mouth, over to, because we didn't have headlamps. They would have been really great back then. Get a bulb, and then you undo this big thing like this. It's covering the light, and then put it there. And I put the light bulb in, and then I had that feeling hit me. And I turned the light bulb like that, and it came on for a split second and then exploded in my face. While it came on for a split second and exploded in my face, I swear to God, there was a man standing in a corner with a flat cap on, looking at me. He was just standing there, small Polish guy, flat cap. I was like, fuck. I literally run out of there like you wouldn't even believe, scared to death. And that was only one of many that I will share with you along this way. Spooky stories of the haunted ship that I was on. Boy, oh boy, guys, you wouldn't believe it. So let's start here. Alva Billy, my brother, good to see you. Peace Frogs in the house. We have been here before, like the immortal words of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young on the Deja Vu album. But I got like deja vu a lot, but with people as well. Like, you know, if you recognize someone, you know you're going to have some sort of history with them. Yeah, especially with like meeting women, for example. It's like, you just know. It's just the weirdest thing. It's like, oh, right, well, because you've done it all before. Baldy Head says, Mr. Marmite, good to see you. Mike Williams has the best Beatles channel. I love Mike Williams' stuff. Sage of the Quay, is it? My favorite channel is Making of the Beatles. The guy's only got 47,000 subs. He should have millions. His work is outstanding. Day to day, the Beatles. I know what you're thinking. They're Illuminati. I know, but musically accomplishment was absolutely fantastic. If you research it, you're going to know these cats had it down. And that's that Yellow Submarine on there, by the way. And they're all on there, the Beatles. 4. But let's be honest, the second Paul McCartney was much more talented than the first Paul McCartney, wasn't he? So when will you travel to East Europe to see how people live there? Well, I'm from Estonia, and I would like to go and visit Estonia. Also, I would like to go back to Poland at the best time of life there as well. Anytime. I would go there. Good to see you, Weasel. Next in the house. When I look for some normal people, I always come here. Yeah, listen. I got a guy lives local, right? Well, he just whipped around his kid, basically, young man, rips around the area, and he's literally exactly the same. He says, like, when he sees me and my son, he says, like, it's like a breath of fresh air. I can't talk to anybody, but I can talk to this about you, to you. His mind's eyes opened. He's seeing the world completely differently. What's happened to us lot. And it's a beautiful thing, man. The thing is, what I think as well, somebody brought to my attention yesterday, an old Raz that I met in the park. He's not old, Ben. Awesome, lovely chap. He said to me that we're needed as elders because of the experience, we're the custodians of this place, and we're going to hand all the knowledge down and all what we've learned so far to all the younger people, the Gen Zs and whatever. Because we've learned a lot. We lived in a world without the internet, and we survived absolutely fantastically. We built everything. Everything was jolly good. And then the internet came along, and it all went to shit in a handbag. Including the way humanity looks at itself. Everybody seems to be really insecure for some reason. I don't know if the internet's brought that, but it's a lot of that insecurity. Seeing people's frequency. Their heads are down, looks like they're curling up in a ball. It's like, put a stick in your back. Walk with your head held high. So, Michael, one time I floated up through the ceiling into the sky, looking down on my neighborhood. I had a dream of awareness, and I got scared and fell back. Other times I was able to fly a little. Okay, so I've sat on my roof. And I've swung around the lampposts in my street, and I had a really good time doing that, but I don't remember getting there, if that makes sense. But yeah, the flying, that's something I do a lot. I like to fly over festivals like the Mardi Gras in New Orleans I've done, tree height. So they can't see me. Well, they won't be able to anyway because I'm in an astral form. But just in the trees, like in Tree Line Avenue, and I fly down, really absolutely awesome, and see all the music and that. I do that in my dreams. I'm so lucky. Hippie shake. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, fucking no. Did astral travel for a while. Prep for similar yoga meditation. Well, I definitely think the meditative processes, I've been practicing yoga now since I was very young. And as my spiritual practices and chanting that I did a lot of when I was young. I don't do it anymore because I thought that every time I chanted, I didn't get quiet. I got the opposite. I got noise. And I was always under the impression then that, I got to be super duper careful because I don't want to be bringing in any entities, is what I was thinking. Because honestly, me and my sister was so fucking spooky. We were always trying to summon shit up. We were like the spookiest kids in the world. Like a horror film. So no wonder we had supernatural activity, but I couldn't go to the toilet. Going upstairs to the toilet was terrifying because I literally had to run downstairs because there was a thing behind me. I didn't see it every time, but I could see it in the corner of my eye. It was fucking horrible. Red thing. Coming down after me every single time I went to the toilet. The house was that haunted. I can't even believe it. And it wasn't the only one either. There was other houses in the street, but I don't know if it was me doing it because, like I said, you want to see some of the things I've managed to manifest in this reality. You would not believe. Well, you do actually know me, so you know that is true. Marianne, much love to you, my lovely friend. Yeah, buy me a coffee. Thank you for putting that. I hope you appreciate. My PayPal is dead and gone. I literally fucking killed it. Don't even talk about it. But I got other things happening. So I'm looking, and I will tell you by Wednesday this week. Keep an eye on my channel. The day of the meets that I'm going to be doing, magical meetups. Why is it called magical meetups? You'll find out if you get there. Okay. And it may not be for everyone, okay, but there will be a lot of truth and truthers and like-minded people. That's the idea. All get together and chill out in an awesome place in a pub that's older than America, which is my place. Yeah, which is my manor, my hood. And I can tell you now, you have a great time and be totally safe, Kuchi, in Martin World. Do a presentation, do some karaoke, get your karaoke pants on, okay. Lawrence will be dishing out memorable tattoos like little mushrooms or something. If you fancy a bit of that, yeah. And then just have like what I'm hoping for once a month, the end of the month, or I will do, just make it happen, make it so, build it and they will come, is beautiful, memorable experiences and a place for people to network, meet one another and stay friends. You know, because this is, you know, in these meetups we do, I meet friends and they're keepers. I mean, like, let's keep them for life. It's just like, and you ain't going to meet them people if you're stuck in the house on the fucking internet. Because the people you talk to on the internet, you don't know who they are. It could be like, you know, oh, she seems really nice, but it's not. It's not. You've got to be very, very careful. The best way to meet people is to see them face to face, eyeball to eyeball. Like we used to do in the CB days, eyeball, 10-10, till we do it again, and chat to them. Yeah, can make it like a dating thing. Get loads of women to come and loads of men, and then you could all get on. It'd be like a, not primarily for that, but it would be great because there's a lot of people on their own because they are isolated with this information, thinking, "Who the fucking hell am I going to talk to now?" But they're not alone. There's like, you know, lots of us thinking the same. So we need to like mingle together. Okay. So I'm going to do a flat earth meetup, the magical meetups. Okay. Do you in on that? Okay. We'll keep an eye on, look on my page and I will post about it this week. Now I've had to lose my website until I can sort it out actually, because it's got a dead link on there, which I'll be messing people around. Gary, what's going on? Holy freaking crap, Martin! You've been through some crap. Oh, you haven't got a clue. I'm glad you're getting it out in your system. Well, I'm not actually doing any trauma healing here. I'm not actually wah or anything like that because I'm fixed. I still got stuff ongoing deep down, obviously, like borderline upset about the reality underneath it all. But I guess we all are because our heart's been broken by everybody else, haven't it? That's what's happened. And we all share that. And being an empath, that's not good. So yeah, but there are, you know, blessings and cursings to it too, because I can bring love, can't I? I can bring love to the world. That's what I do. He was such a jolly good chap. He brought love to the world. What do you think of natural highs of DMT in the blood and paranormal activity? Well, Hollis, I can honestly say the psychedelics have enhanced paranormal activity with me. I could tell you one quick story which would blow your mind, but me and my friend, dead now, we're missing very much, Paul. We had mushrooms, normal Welsh thing, decided to get in the car and go up Dan's Lane. And Dan's Lane is a notoriously haunted lane. Okay, we go up there and there's a hill bit by here. The car stops dead. We can't go forward. We can't go back. I'm shitting myself because of werewolves for some weird reason. I go to put my hand like this and the window's opened and I haven't even opened it because it's fucking December. I'm like, shit. He's like, oh my God, shit's going down. Now, admittedly, it could have been the mushrooms, but not this bit. He said, go through with this with me now. We're out of gear. Yeah. The hand breaks off. It's like, yeah. And the brakes off and we're not in gear and we're not going backwards. It's like, wow, that's really weird because it's like a 1 in 8 hill. Eventually, we managed to steer it out by sitting on the car bonnet with a stick on the steering wheel, like in the movies. Got it round the corner, and anyway, got in there, revved it up, and decided to just do Dan's Hill. Yeah, no matter what happens. We get to the top of Dan's Hill. There's only Jeepers fucking Creepers standing there. A guy with a long black leather coat and one of those Jeepers Creepers hats staring right the fuck at us. We were screaming like two girls. Wow. But admittedly, he could have been just an ordinary farmer. Maybe he didn't even have a big hat on. We did have loads of mushrooms, so there was that. So Hollis, I do think they enhance it because it open. Look, if you have a drink, it's spirits, and it opens you up to spirits. And I've noticed people get like literally possessed when they get pissed. My ex-partner did. She used to drink, and her eyes had changed. They go like two big black holes, and I'd be like, "Oh fucking hell, there it is! Oh, there it is again! This evil fucking witch." Yeah. Rest of the time, beautiful human being, but she channeled something every time she drank. Drinking's dead fucking dangerous. I think it's the dark side. I do. It's okay to have a couple of beers and maybe a white wine. I dreamt last night. I drunk a nice white wine. A Chardonnay or something, and I thought it was really nice. And I mentioned it to my son, and he said, "That's weird. I drank white wine last night." Okay, share dreams. Weird. So yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely think it brings it on because in spiritual practices throughout time, indigenous peoples have been using ayahuasca and other compounds to go to that spiritual realm to bring information back. Okay, because there is data to be held in these places, and if you get a clear understanding coming back, it's piss easy to navigate this place after that. Because you could see, you don't even need to listen to the words that people say to you guys. You just don't. Just read the fields, the energy, the energetics behind people's faces, facial expressions, what their eyes are fucking doing. I look at all that, and then them eyes could be saying one thing, but I ain't even hearing that. I'm reading your fucking, and I'm like, gotta do a bit of work there, son. Oh, that's where we come in. It's like we help them. Because everyone makes mistakes and everyone is learning in this place. Marianne, I get this thing sometimes where I wake up and I can't move the covers off my head. Oh, I know that one. And I'm always suffocating. Do you know that one? My mother used to have. Somebody was holding her down underwater, but she always said to me that she was drowned in a previous life. And I definitely believe that. My mother also told me that the spirit of the person that was in the house, my house where I grew up in Parker Place, was an old lady that lived there during the 40s in the war. How she knew, I don't know, because my mother was channeling this information. She said, "Oh, yeah, she's a cow." She said she used to live here in the war. I said, "Do you know her name? How do you even know?" It's just like, "Oh, I've been told." We told by who exactly? The ether. It's just fucking, and I just completely know that's true. This was some weird old lady, man, which is I don't even know. But that one, yeah. So what I had as well, Marianne, and I had this a couple of times as a child, was something pulling my covers from under the bed. There's demons under my bed. I was like, I got monsters under my bed. Do you think I'd have a look? Fuck no. Fuck no. And tugging on my bedclothes. Anybody had that? But that one, I know that one. I've done that one. I know it. Have it. This is a good one. I did this a couple of years ago. Shit myself as well. Wake up twice. Have you done that? I literally had this crazy ass dream, woke up, and I'm like, fuck me. Wow, that was a dream. I can't believe that was just a dream. Wow, I better skin up. I was like this. And then turn around, and the dream is still happening. I'm like, I haven't even woke up. I just woke up in my dream, which is essentially lucid dreaming, and woke up twice. So, yeah. So with lucid dreaming, if you do go back to sleep and then you go to this other realm, whatever this place is, 4 o'clock, I go lucid dreaming, definitely. I always go to the same town. It's a seaside town. I've got loads going on there. And I look for a marker. It's usually a girl with long, straight hair, black hair, as a marker to wake in your dream. You can do it. And then you just fly the fuck around. It's in the film The Inception, and it's all very true, and it's all very real. Oh my God, Jerry, it is. Lucid dreaming is so fucking real. Chris, what are your thoughts on the deceased people coming back into your dreams, Martin? Right, can I just talk about that? So my wife, before she passed away, said we had a deal that she would come back and she would see me and contact me from the afterlife. That was 8 years ago, and it's never happened. Also, my mother, being so spooky and keeping an eye on her Marticus, because she loved her Marticus, no appearance from my mother either. I have had some message from my grandmother, Louie, around the time of her death. I had a psychic message. But no, I haven't had any dead relatives come to see me. I've seen my mother loads in the dreams, but she's fucking fit and young and healthy and awake and alive in my dreams. I never see her in a dead state. That's weird. I never thought about that. Yeah, she's alive in lots. I go home to my old house, and she's like, she used to do lovely tea and put the tray on. I was a spoiled bastard, and she put the tray on my lap, and I'd have all this lovely food. It's like Lord Muck. I used to love it. And I still do that. It's one of my greatest memories of life, is to have my mother put my tray on my lap with all that fucking yummy food she did, especially them lamb chops. Anyway, Rush Roy. Okay, good to see you, my friend. Mr. Razda's in the house. Yo. Good to see you, my man. How's it going on over there in the mountains? And Valdez. Yeah, I'm going to get a new tattoo this week of Valdez, and just thinking about which lucky charm to have put on there. Yeah. Even this ring here has got a spooky story behind it. And that one was profound. One of the most profound experiences. I'm wearing it for luck. Okay. This belonged to my partner, Maureen, Lawrence's mother. I was with her 26 years until she died, really in a bad way. Drinking is really, really bad. Just let anybody know, it's got a habit. So when people die, you got to go through all of their personal belongings. It's the worst thing in their life that you can do. It's horrible. And it's all of their bits and pieces, their letters, their keepsakes, all the stuff in the bottom drawer. You got to go through it. You got to get it all out. Because it was moving, because she was gone from the house. And I stood in the bedroom. I looked in at the bed where she'd sit, and I look at the bed where she was, and I could almost see her there. And I said out loud, I said, "Haven't you got anything of you that I could have? That you just a piece of you that I could just have?" And with that, I opened a drawer without looking next to me, and it was like underwear and shit like that in there. And I put my hand in, and I felt a metal thing, and I pulled it out, and it was that. And you know what? I had no idea it was there. And I swear to God, I was going to put all them in a bin bag and throw them all away. It would have been gone. Absolute fucking miracle. And that was her doing that. She held my hand, she guided my hand, and she put it into that drawer. And she went like that. You were married. She was fucking there. So I think that they help you in that sense, because I just know that happened. And that was psychic as fuck happening, that ring. Okay, because I didn't even look. I was looking the other way. I was looking at the bed where she used to be. Just mind-blowing stuff that have happened in this world. So when I practicing Christian, I saw angels and demons, but not often, maybe 4 times. Okay, well, I will say that I've had angel communication or communication from others when I'm about to get killed, or somebody else is about to die. Then I get these tip-offs, like, it's going to be really okay, Martin, or it's not going to go down well, Martin. Messages. I'm tipped off by the universe for some reason. Okay, good to see you. Love to Newport. Hope you'll get affected by them forest fires and smoked out or anything, because they're on the way down Pontypool, aren't they, them forest fires? They're happening everywhere. It's going to get scorcho this week. I'm super excited. I'm so happy for you that it's healed. I did a lot of work on myself. I had to, I've been through insanity, guys. I used to have this fucker just take over my head, just take over me. Absolute animal of behavior, do things that you not supposed to do in this world, and out of control. And even though I was trying to stop it, and I was like, I would just go with it and think, fuck it, let that nutcase animal take over, just possession. I'm sure it was possession. I'm so sure it was not me, because it was totally out of character. The level of drug taking, for example, like literally world record breaking. And yet I still stand here or sit here. It's just a miracle. Absolute fucking miracle that I'm even here. Some just outright suck. Oh, it's not about us. Let them suck. They suck for a reason. They suck so we can know how epic we are. Because we can look at them and think, you suck. You're always going to suck too. It's like, we're groovy. I'm probably always going to be groovy right to the end. And which you're going to be. Because right to the end, I'm staying groovy. Whenever that will be. Not that I give a shit anymore. I have, orbs. So yeah, when Lawrence did the tattoo a couple of weeks ago, you commented, some of you, saying there was an orb traveled through. I've had loads of people saying over the years they've seen orbs flying around me. Now, Dolly Daydream, God love her, yeah, Janine, she's so spiritual. She has them just floating around her every time she just cranks up on a computer. It's ridiculous. You've never seen anything like it in your life. God love her. But it's because she's a pure soul from one to another. Oh, yeah, I'm going to call out all of this corrupt, nasty ass shit that's been going on over the years. I'm going to tell everybody all about it because I'm good at that. Monday with Marticus Hollis, my brother. Much love to you, my friends. Do you like my title? It's not exactly Paranormies, but it's Paranormal Club. It's a new series. This is the first episode. Welcome. This is an actual historical moment. It's only episode 1. When we're up to historical episode 99, you'll be like, I was there the first time. And look where we are now. So, yeah, make sure you tell me some of your beautiful or not so beautiful, spooky experiences in the chat. I will read them out. I'll read this. Worst dreams, tall old buildings shooting up to the sky. Okay, well, I had, and then crumbling. So I've had tidal wave dream. I was standing on some high plateau near a cave, loads of other people, and the wave came. I could see it coming from the west. I've had War of the Worlds, tripods, not really plasma reset. I can't remember that ever happening, but I was born in a thunderstorm. And the nurses said to my mother, oh, Jesus, what we got coming out here? My hubby, as a child, lived in an old house. He had terrifying dreams of faces coming out of the wall. Right. Okay. Well, he's not the only one. So that happened to us. Whatever it was, we went to the next place. 3 houses after that, lived in a house where I first started my channel with my partner and the kids. And there was some kid with a red T-shirt roaming around all of the houses, spookily from room to room. A lot of people had spotted it. But the one night, Lawrence is screaming, and through the wall in the bedroom is a face that's just coming out in the plaster, which went away later, but it did leave a weird impression in the wall that didn't seem to go away. And that's twice that I've seen entities coming through the wall like that as well. There's also a high-pitched sound that goes with some of it in your head. It's horrible. With some of these paranormal experiences, that lingers as well. Residue from whatever, like ectoplasm energy. So, okay, Alva Billy's in the house, Ryan's in the house. So yeah, let me know some of your psychic things that have happened. Any psychic things as well are really interesting. Any ghosts you may have seen, any ghost stories that you may have heard of. Do you smoke Marticus? Okay, I do. Yes, on occasion. Tobacco's my thing. Actually, I really love it, and it is actually a sacred plant. connects us to the Most High, helps us in loads of respects. I think loads of things help us. Lots of these things, which they call psychedelics, are a technology given to us by God. Same as cannabis. Why would we even have receptors for cannabis if we weren't supposed to have it? I sent you an email. Okay. Check my spam folder if it's not there. Okay, Maximus, I'll check that now, my friend. Okay. So, yeah, make sure to share this out. So I'm going to do one of these a week. You're going to give me all of the spooky stories. Max is going to hit us up with some spooky stories. I bet Max got some gnarly stuff. Fuck yeah. I have. My sea stuff was crazy, though. Definitely, it was on the most haunted ship in the world, probably. But ships get haunted, and that's the end of it. But whether or not it's like, you know, energetic, you know, with ghosts, a recording in a building, like taping over a tape, you know, like taping over a tape. And then you're in that building, and then you just see a ghost go past, going into the kitchen, like a replay of what went on before. Worst dream. Oh, I Vanessa, lovely. How are you today? Worst dream, old buildings falling around me for miles. I was the only person. Ooh, I love the only person dreams. Came across a massive statue head. Freaked out. Sounds like a future-y dream. They're on about doing massive statues. But have you seen that vlog going around? I can't verify anything's true on the internet, but there's one guy, and he's like, he's gone to days or months into the future with his mobile phone, and the streets are empty. And he goes through like really busy cosmopolitan cities with his phone. I don't know if he does it 5 in the morning, but there's not a soul around. It's really, really fucking freaky. It's trying to say that everybody's gone in the near future, but the way the weather's going, who even knows? So yeah, good to see you, my friends. So yeah, I've got so many paranormal experiences to share with you over the months and years, and I'm hoping that some of you will share yours with me. That would be absolutely fantastic. And as I said, in the future, and even on my flat earth videos as well, I'll have a couple of guests. Oh, Susan in the house, waking possum. I rarely dream. Antidepressants took that ability. Yeah, antidepressants take more than that away from you, especially if you're a dude. It make things not work. It's not good scenario. Not that I've had that, because I wouldn't have them, but others. So some people say that you don't dream properly when you smoke. That's bullshit. I smoke like an absolute fucking legend, and if I don't, because I go through some sort of purge detox, which I do now and again, is I dream like you wouldn't believe. Amazing. Yes, I can see you. I'm Angela Baby Carson. Lovely. Good to see you, hun. The grassy knoll. Oh, I like that. Did you see Russian video on JFK? It was a dummy. I knew that anyway. And then they revamped him then as President Carter. I used to like President Carter. He was all right. I thought he was all right anyway, but they're not, are they? They're all bollocks. So, Mr. Astor, I was attacked by 2 German shepherds. Oh, you're not the only one. When I was 4, in that same room. Oh, God. So, yeah, I got attacked by, again, mushroom related. So I'd had a few shrooms, and then I decided to go down the Chinese chip shop, and get some egg fried rice, as standard, as you do. So I'm walking down there, and, you know, coming through and stuff. I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm going to really enjoy this. This is going to taste fantastic. And then there was this, like, Jack Russell started barking and trying to butt my leg. So I was like, fuck off, you little get. Fuck off. And he's like, right, I'm going to get my mates. He runs off. 2 minutes later, this big fucking black dog comes up with him. I'm like, shit, there's 2 of them now. And then I don't know if they've done like a sonic fucking dog whistle or had a word with Dog God in London by that dog bark thing they do through the night when they're sending dog messages over to England of the king, Dog King in London. There was about 5 or 6 of them, okay? And I don't know, it was the mushrooms that freaked them the fuck out, is what happened. I got one on my leg, I got one on my back, I got one on my neck, I got dogs all over me where I'm just chucking and throwing them off. It's like a movie. I get through the door because it's only around the corner, the chip shop. And I still got the special fried rice. So all's good. I get through the door. She's sitting in a chair. She's like, what the fucking hell's the matter with you? She didn't swear. She was a Catholic. She what's the matter with you? I said, I just got attacked by a pack of dogs going on chip shop. She went, oh. I was like, oh, I just nearly died. Oh. Okay, it's not. Oh, are you, Lee? Been a while, are you, love? That was around 5 years ago, near the pandemic. Things went really strange down in the pandemic times, didn't they? I know if there's mass death like they had in the First World War, hundreds of supernatural experiences were reported by soldiers seeing dead mates and stuff. That was already dead. Some dreams feel flick and switch, not only turn vividly lucid, but in 4K color. Same here. Do you ever have nobody has black and white dreams, do they? Have you ever looked in the mirror in a dream, see what you look like? I know nobody does, but maybe you should. And I mentioned that nobody uses mobiles in dreams, and since then everybody's used mobiles in dreams. I think I affected reality. JP, good to see you. On today's episode of Living in the Forest Fire, they've reassigned the air tankers. Well, we haven't got any water to pick up, to dump on the forest fires, so I'm not sure where they're going to get that from. Dunk their buckets in rivers, maybe. I don't even know. So, yeah. My worst dreams happen when I fall asleep with the telly on. Don't. I am Long Frog. You're truther. Don't watch Flat Earth British. You don't need the telly. What's on telly? Nothing. Fucking hell. Well, they're playing old westerns and Audie Murphy films. They're all right. I'm not moaning about them. I like an old western. So, oh yeah. So let me ask you. Put it in there now. I'm keeping an eye on chat. Put a 1 in if you have. Mo, good to see you, my brother. Yeah, don't worry about all of the shilleries. We don't give a fuck about all that over here. Put a 1 in, okay, if you have seen or you think you have seen a ghost. Put a 1 in. Let's have a look. Let's have a look if any of you have seen ghosts. So what's the 2 for? You've seen 2 ghosts. Have you ever been in the Scooby-Doo crew? I have. Have you a lucky Scooby-Doo? I have. So, Jay? Do you all have mole world dreams? No. I have some time in a fun fair at the seaside, but I live in a coast. I go to a coastal city with a massive Victorian Tatarian hotel, which has a big greenhouse on the side of it, which I have been in. They've got arcades. So they even got a car plant where they build cars in this place. So I went looking for it on Google to literally see if I could find this place where I see in my dreams. There's women there, and I found in a shop a box of old black and white photographs in the dream of the old town. It's just the weirdest thing. So I'm like, this town actually fucking exists. Am I having memories of a previous life? I don't even know. No. It's like it's in the future, actually, because they got 420s everywhere, and there's no 420s, hardly. There's one in Newport, there's one at Mountain Ash, but I mean proper 420s everywhere. So I could go off on a 420 down there and buy some gelato, you know, which you couldn't anyway, but it's just me, like, government-y. It'd be all elite and horrible then. So I've just had a paranormal experience, guys. Yeah, I've just dropped my lighter on the floor. I'm going to have to go and get it. Okay. So 261 of you. So let me have a look how many of you, if any of you. Cough splutter. What does that even mean? Are you confessing to anything? So let's have a look. Let's have a look what you all are saying. So I'm going to do loads of top 20s. My next top 20 I'm thinking on doing is my top 20 flat earth British truths. It's brilliant. I got loads. I can go Antiquitech. I can go Fasces, Blooms. Oh my God, I got a big list. So I was thinking of going through some of them and some of my favorite truths that are brought to humanity. I'm going to do that on my serious efforts. And what I want more than anything, which is why I started my channel, was to wake millions of people up, if not everybody, to the evil fucks that tell them what to do and tell them to go do one. Okay. And then regain your chi energy for yourself and become superhuman. Because that's the next step for humanity. It is. So, but it's really difficult. I have loads and loads of problems with it all, but you've got to stick with the program. We should form a dream club. Oh, we can all dream the same dream and have adventures. Anybody want to join the dream club? Go flying. Well, we all want different things, though. What would you do? Go to the beach, drink margaritas, and chase some skirts, because that's what I'm going to be fucking doing. I don't do that, just that in my dreams. I'm doing truthful things. I'm trying to save humanity in my dreams. Yeah. I can't say too much because it'd be a thought crime. Even in my dreams, it would be Achtung van Booten. I'm a revolutionary in my mind. Can't even help it. It's threw me like a stick of rock. So Just Been Looking says, I've never seen a ghost, heard ghosts, have regular sleep paralysis. Side creepier is the one that gets me. You're still having sleep paralysis? No, only as a kid. Never had it as an adult. Probably too wrecked. Yes, it does for sure, says Gary to Marianne Gary, who's a Celt Rebel. Fair Seaside, my town, but not my town, has literally everything there. Yeah, it's sort of a modern town where I go to, but like I said, there's 420s there that don't exist in Britain yet. So maybe that's a future thing. Because I had a dream back a few years ago that they were all like chairs lining up Westgate Street in Cardiff and all of these open eateries and everything. I was like, well, that don't exist. Now, in the modern day, it all exists. But I'd seen it years ago when it didn't exist. And I got up and thought, well, that don't fucking exist. And now it does. I've done that loads. Oh, tissue. So Dominique, good to see you, my friend. So Gary Feltham's in the house. Good to see you, Gary. What's going on, my bro? How was life? A bro pattern also completely changes your life. Right. So people need a tattoo in fucking where I live. And it says this. Same shit, different day. I hear it every day. I went out today. I heard it maybe once, twice, maybe more, where somebody say, oh, it's like Groundhog Day in it. Oh, same thing every fucking day. Like, well, it sort of is, but it's not. There are definite differences with each day. Like the last few days have been fucking trippy for me. Loads of weird things have happened. I'm not even joking. Like loads of weird things have happened in the last few days. How much can happen in 24 hours? It's just craziness. Anyway. So I haven't been breaking pattern, but I want to break pattern because you just tear yourself a new timeline and it's all yours and juicy. But you've got to be careful with your manifestation abilities. You've got to be careful what you're wishing for because it's like, you might end up with like, not what you wanted, a hideous broiler. I always flew in my dreams. I always do still. 1 free. I might go and have a fly around tonight. I'm going to definitely intend. That's another thing I used to do. Me and my sister used to play that. Is what are we going to dream tonight? Like that. And literally, I'm sure we shared dreams, but we used to like literally know what we were going to dream. I used to like say what we were going to dream, and I go over it, I dream it. So I had like power over my dreams when I was young. I'd still have to some extent. I've seen stars move in wild directions. No, I am Long Frog. Somebody mentioned in my comments last night that when you stare at stars, because I suggested in my vlog on the weekend that they were entities, stars are souls, or planets are souls, or entities. If you stare at stars, they start to move like this. Yeah. Do you know any people have told me that story? So mad. I was tripping. I stared at all the stars, and all of them started going. Ace McLeod used to tell me the story. It happened to him after a Kundalini experience. They all just move. Seen it in New Mexico when I was up in the Rockies. The sky, I could have flicked it with my finger. Yeah, and it was there, and it was just moving around all over the fucking place, real time. Very, very mysterious indeed. Yeah, when you stare at them, they move. It's really weird. There's definitely something to do with us and the stars, and an energetic connection going on there. Definitely. Well, we know what they're not. They're not suns light years away, because that's just fucking stupid. Sick of that already. Jiggerman, good to see you. You've seen a ghost. Could you tell us about it? I'll tell you loads of my ghost stories. You tell me yours, I'll tell you mine. Gently fat. Yeah, well, I was going to warn before this post this night that I am not responsible for any laundry bills or any poopy pants accidents, talking about ghosts. And don't be scared if you're in your house on your own. Martin's with you. I will protect you from all the way over here, all right? We'll ask Sir Michael, Lord Archangel Michael, for a pillar of protective light for us all. How's that? Feel better now? Yeah, they can't get us now, the big bad guys, or wherever they are. Never smoked in a dream. Oh, I fucking do. That's all I do. I was in the top of a beautiful, wide spiral staircase. I've had spiral staircase. Had a puff of my smoke. Instantly remembered there's no smoke in there. Okay. Brilliant you said that, Alva Billy, because that's a fucking sink. You can ask my son, this is the truth. Told him yesterday. The night before, I had a dream, right, that I can see me through a closed circuit television camera, and I'm in a place where you're not allowed to smoke. And I'm like this. Yeah, right. Because I'm like that, yeah? Because usually I get, smoking is not permitted on this station platform, if I'm in a railway station. So anyway, in the dream, I can see me, and then there was all these people on a table, and they're like, whoa, he's cool, he smokes and fucks the rules. And they all sparked up, but they had big, fat Cuban cigars like this, and they were lighting them up. I was like, that's trippy. So they were like, yay, of the revolution, man. Thanks for empowering us to not give a fuck what a man tells us. 2 nights ago. Fucking babos. Matt Lewis, all these people have given up smoking. Oh my God. Why? No, can't see them. Only feel them and hear them. Well, I was in one haunted house with Tosh, the Jack Russell. They made me stay or sleep in the haunted room. And then Tosh, started barking and looking up at something like it was stood there. And I started shitting myself. And I'm like, oh, fucking hell, there's something in the bedroom. And when I thought it, the curtains blew up and a wind blew through and the door fucking slammed. You should have seen the state of me. Marianne, I put them fucking blankets over my head and I did not look again. I was shitting myself. So yeah, I've had loads of things like that happen. Nearly fell down the toilet once when I was little, when the flush went. And I had a mortal fear of toilets after the flush. I thought that you go down the toilet and end up in the Bristol Channel or even in a foreign country or something, washed up on a beach in the Azores, which wouldn't be bad, actually. They take the Euros in the Azores, I think they do. Anyway, not that I would have had Euros back then. So, yeah. Have you seen a ghost, Joe? Was it a man? Was it a woman? Was it even human? Tell us. Did it ectoplasm all over you? No, don't tell us. Ectoplasm's rude, isn't it? What do they think they're doing, these psychic spiritualists? So I had a cousin, or have a cousin, who went to spiritualist church. And when he went to spiritualist church, the woman who ran it, she did a transfiguration. They were all sat around a table, right, doing the thing. And her face changed into a North American Indian. Now, how many of us have got North American Indians as spirit guides? Like all of us or something, is it? Because I got a North American Indian protector, also a load of nuns, hopefully. Not ugly nuns, I'm just saying. But I definitely felt like something flicked my hair then. That was weird. Anyway, enough with the nun jokes. We'll have none of that here. Anyway, so Celtic Roads and our lovely friends. Oh, Joe's had a ghosty experience. Oh, I hope it was okay for you. And Celtic Rebel. So, yeah, I've had loads of, when I was really young, though, I used to see it all the time. Funny, I never see an angel like standing there. I would really love to. I met a mermaid and telling you about that in the next episode. But there's an X rating with that. There'll be some details with a mermaid. Anyway, well, she didn't have any like fishy bits because that would be weird. You know, it'd be like fucking the whole cabin would smell of tuna and stuff. So no, it's not like that, guys. I'll tell you about it on the next episode of Paranormal Club. I'm going to get a jingle. I want a Paranormal Club jingle because this is my spin-off show, which is completely acceptable. Waking Dead and other series have spin-offs. Why can't I? I'll have a spin-off, do what I want to do, talk about what I want to do. And I really like spooky shit, especially paranormal experiences and witchy stuff. I love all that as well. Maybe we'll do a witchy stuff. You know all that anyway. Stuff video. That's why I always attract witches. Good question. Hope do blind people dream? Well, if they've always, hang on, you've just messed my head up now. Michael. Oh, Atkins Michael. Fuck. So if you've never seen and you've never had sight, what do you see in your dreams? Just colours and swirls and shit, is it? Whoa, I want to know the answer to that. I wonder what AI says. Oh, have we got any blind people watching? Can you tell us what you see in your dreams? Please. Anybody watching blind? Because you can hear me, can you? So did I ever tell you I sold my caravan to a couple who were deaf and blind? And he still knew the floor was fucked. He banged it with his foot and sniffed like that. He went, because he had like unique sniffing abilities, because he had basically blind and deaf. He's like, both of them were like Helen fucking Keller. I thought, oh my God, I can't even believe this is even happening. It's like, I don't know whether to thank God or go like, you're just weird, God, like that. Anyway, their abilities were profound. They knew more than I did. Unbelievable. So how long have I been talking? Oh, quite a while ago. Almost 300 people watching, 77 minutes. So tell me your spooky bleeding story. Let's freak these people out. I remember old Ranty, the one who went Globe-Tad, told me a spooky story. And I've got a voodoo mask in there. Bought it in West Africa when I was in the merch. Bought it off a Rasda. It's got elephant blood on it and ivory. Blut, because he spoke in German. Now, anybody else other than me who comes into possession of my voodoo mask, for example, I'm kicked out, I leave all my possessions in my mate's house. I have them coming back to the door crying with the voodoo mask in their hand saying, please don't ever leave that with me again, because things happen. And another couple as well, they had possession of my voodoo mask for a small period of time, and they were like, please don't ever let that cross our path again. So, okay. So it seems like my mask got, like, because it got massive protective power and energy behind there. Loves the stuff I get up to, but he ain't keen on other people, especially if their intentions are not legit, which is what we find in this place, don't we? All the time. Which is why I'm so surrounded by people and friends. You know, if I was more responsible human, I'd have a pet. But I don't want to like kill him accidentally or anything, so I won't. But I want a dog, fluffy dog, or a donkey would be great as well, or a monkey, or anything really. I got a little baby. I got a little mouse. Lives behind my washing machine. Seen it earlier. Fed it, and he said thanks and squeak. Got a thing going on. It's beautiful. It is. Love my little mouse. Me and my little mouse. I rarely remember them anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, if anyone's got any past trauma and they don't know whether all that supernatural shit that was happening, it's either A, through drugs, or B, through trauma, or B, are they master manifestors, or D, that shit is actually happening in the background, which is more scary. Some dreams are dream curses of evil people who want to hurt you and control you. Well, Mama Car, I've had some advice, taken some spiritual advice through a strange supernatural happening where I called a person I had no intention of calling whatsoever, yet they were there. They give me spiritual advice to protect myself, because I think in the last couple of months, at least the last couple of months, I may have been undergoing some spiritual attacks. I think it's not me, because I'm doing God's work. I'm on literally a sacred mission. It's just craziness. One of the first memories is floating up to a shadow figure. Oh, right, Cal. I was scared. Oh, I would. And my nose was touching the Artex spiky bit. Oh, fucking hell. Was it? You could feel the Artex. I got spiky bits. Oh, no. See, I can't remember passing through. So my mate years ago, he's a wizard guy. He's a bit of he's dead now. Steve. He used to go to a house down in Rofe, and he said the people in that house were all witches, and he said, and they walk through walls. He said they literally walk through walls. How do we even know? Reverend Wolf, oh yeah, you intrigue me. I believe you. Let me listen to Reverend Wolf, what he's saying. Morgan, good to see you, my friend. Oh, I need one. Reverend Wolf, where are you? What's this? I've recently had an experience with fairies. Well, my mother's seen a fairy come up from the drain, flew in her face, and then flew back down again. And she told me, I believe my mother had no reason to lie. She wasn't really a liar. Not sure. She was a truther. Not sure if this falls under supernatural. 100%. Fairy realm is a real place. That's where I was before I was 6. You know, like spiral staircases in trees that went down to magical kingdoms where it was like Alice in Wonderland. And all of them spooky ass entities and that, for some reason, I was such a powerful spirit. I was never, ever scared of any of them really evil ones. Whatever was going on with the sleep paralysis was more terrifying than monsters. More terrifying than monsters, whatever it is. I was sat watching TV one evening, says Rev, and a pair of red eyes literally appeared. One out of thin air and stared right at me. As I looked back at them, they slowly closed and vanished. I've heard something similar like that, of people seeing eyes like just manifesting. Also, orbs for energy, like Max Egan about that little orb of energy that came through the wall, slammed into his chest, gave him a super download, and then he knew the earth was flat. Remember that time? But I've heard other people on about these, like being hit by these energy beings, like that, and then massive downloads of stuff, information. I don't know. So, Basefinder, good to see you. I got a photo of my granddad beyond the grave. We made a pact he would come back and see Rover to me. Consciousness lives on. I have the photographic proof. Could you send me that, Basefinder? Well, like I said, I haven't had my dead relatives pop back and see me and that, but I've been busy, so I sort of think that they're there in the background. I'm sure, like Mo, with a magical ring, is there in the background, batting for me in my team, in Team Heaven or wherever she is, I'm sure. So, Jinkria, beautiful person, in my dream, there is an alien invasion on my neighborhood, and I remember the password. And I remember the password to my computer, Kibble5. Maybe it can help you. No, but I will remember Kibble 5 because that might be significant later on. When I was really scared when I was young of ghosts, I had really bad experiences, man, just too petrified. And I couldn't talk to no one, but I talked to one girl, a beautiful girl called Tracy Ellis. She ended up in the police force. But I really liked her. And she sat next to me in class in music. And she said, "What's the matter with you?" So what do you mean? She said, "There's something really upsetting you." I said, "You're not going to believe it if I tell you." She said, "Try me." And I looked her in the eyes and said, "I'm scared to death of ghosts." She went, "Ghosts?" I said, "Yeah, ghosts." She's like, "Okay." That's where I was in high school. That fucking spooked out and petrified by it all, guys. Can't be normal. It just can't be. I pulled some girl out of the well and another kiddie out of the fish pond. I was only 7. Is that true, bro? You saved 2 lives. My Auntie Margaret saved a girl drowning in a canal and she got a medal off the mayor. You should got a medal, bro. That's fucking amazing. Well done, you. Wow. That's really cool, isn't it? What's up, Gary? Condition, be mind, awake body, sleep, no more images. No, I literally turn my computer off now an hour before I get my head down, and I don't look at the phone either because it's the light, the flicker rate. Although I've got blue blocker, it fucks with your dream state. So I just I'm checking the phone in the night is something I'm knocked in the head as well. Don't do that. I don't even know why I fucking do that. Like anything's going to turn up in the night. I don't even know why I do it. Scott Pike, what's up? The dome, my friend. The firmament. Fit nuns. Fuck yeah, Rebel. They fit underneath all them cassocks and stuff. Bound to be in there underneath all that clothes. And they're women, isn't they? Fucking hell. They're just in a cult and are married to Jesus or something. It's be weird. I saw a ghost halfway up the lamppost eating toast. No, that's not what it says. That was the thing we used to say when we were kids. Greco-Romano palace structures near the firmament in the clouds was when I was on a plane. Anyone else see that? No, but I did see an infinitely big pyramid, jet black with no seams in it. I'm going to tell you in these posts coming up, not today, in the future, of my experience is with what you might call UFOs. And they are plenty, but they've stopped. They've stopped dead. 1 minute I'm seeing them all. 1 minute I'm seeing the fucking mothership. Next minute I'm not seeing anything at all. I mean, on my 8th birthday, right? Everyone in my street was out watching the encounter with multiple UFOs, and they were all coming really up close. And it was like close encounters of the third kind. I thought that they come to welcome or say happy birthday to me on my birthday when I was like 7 or 8, something like that. And loads, but I'm going to talk about them on another post. Where are they from? Well, I know they're from another dimension and not from outer space. I literally know this is true. And the reason I know this is true is because the one massive ship that me and my wife seen, and my son will verify this because I chucked him under the stairs, checked my watch in case of abduction, and then any time dilation. And it went to the north about a mile and disappeared in a slit in the sky like a diamond. I mean, this massive thing, the size of a stadium, went into a tiny little hole like that and disappeared like a bead of light. Ping! Like that. And it was gone. And I've seen it. So I know that whatever these aliens or these encounters are, or whoever's putting the crop circles there, or these entities, or whatever they are not from outer space. Space is fake. Space don't fucking exist. There's water up there. Okay. They're from another dimension close by, and they got a technology where they can flip through the veil, but we can't go back unless we can energetically, and they take us there. Because that's the thing, that's where I've been going. I think that's where they was taking me, is to that other place, that other realm. I really do, honest to God. And I think it's still ongoing. I'm not even done with this story. Let me know in the comments if you have anything like what I've told you happened to you. Jiggerman, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, of course you can. martinliga7@gmail.com. I'm going to poop my pants. Well, I'm hoping this is, well, not. If we have a brown alert, I want goose pimples is what I want. I want goose pimples. I use black seed oil and turmeric. Oh, yeah, and Maximus. That's good. Black pepper. Love it. to clear and decalcify my pineal gland. Yeah, that's absolutely awesome. My dreams return so vivid and different. Oh, I'll have some black pepper before I go to bed tonight. When I could lucid dream. How awesome is that, Maximus? Dutchie to the left, pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side. Give me the music, make me rap. Once I opened and forgave my mother for being a shit human being, my nightmares have subsided. No, I was besties with my mother. I don't know, you know, bringing up 2 kids in a council estate in fucking Britain's not all that easy. And, you know, there was times of great abundance and there was times of not. But we did have the best house in the street. So there was that. For the first colour telly, everyone was banging the fucking door. Can we watch a colour telly? It's like, no. Can we watch the World Cup final in colour? We were like, no. And we had the first phone. It was a party line. You pick the phone up like this to make a call. So this is going to be my mother's going to ring a long distance call to my father's ship because he's going to go past St. John's. So it's an important call. Yeah. And there's someone talking on it, rabbiting away in Deer Road down the road. My mother say, "Are you going to be talking all night? Because I want to talk. Because I got an important phone call to make abroad, long distance." And she'd be like, "Yeah, another 10 minutes. 10 minutes to go by. Pick the phone up. Yabba yabba fucking yabba." This is what we had. We had party lines. This is insanity. 2 people sharing the same line. That was in the 1970s, first phones, and then nobody in the street had them, so they knock the door. With 20p in their hands, like that's going to pay the fucking telephone bill. Can we use your phone, car? The door would knock. You knew what it was before you even answered it. Somebody wants to use a phone. It's 11 o'clock a fucking night. You got to be joking. Hope it's not for drugs. My mum's house was built by US Steel. Oh yeah, the best. As an experiment. Everything including what? And the doors and the door frames. Idealist. I ain't heard to that. I know they went crazy on aluminum siding, or aluminium siding, they call it. But no, I've never heard of a steel building. I'd live in a steel building. Steel and wood. Loads of Norwegian wood. Shit the bed. Yeah, I am Scheisenhausen today. Maticus von Scheisenhausen. I'm not, as a rule, a shit house, but when it comes to spooky stuff, brown alert. That's what I'm telling you. I dreamt I was smoking blunts last night. Did you, Gary? I suddenly had 3, and at once it was too small. It was burning you because you was giving it all out. You smoke them differently in America. We don't do that blunty thing. It's different in Britain. We have spliffs in Britain, big fat schmunks. So, Marianne. I started doing that as a kid to hide from monsters. Yeah, as long as they haven't got monsters under your bed, they can eat you. But luckily enough, we're spiritually strong and we're coming along in absolute leaps and bounds. So yeah, that's Marticus has the best party line of all time. It was a really interesting party line. I have to go soon because my back is gone. I use cannabis oil, apricot seeds, and fasting to get rid of my aggressive throat cancer. I'm really sorry to hear that, Max. But yeah, get the you know what down your Gregory Peck, and it will help tenfold. Smoke weed. Love peppermint. I love peppermint. It's one of my favorite things. Angela, spearmint. I love spearmint bubblegum. Yes, a bit of Norwegian wood. That would be nice. Sometimes I get the feeling of inanimate objects like stuffed animals have souls. So yeah, even my earliest memory as a child, I was trying to practice telekinesis. So I would sit there. It would only be about 3 or 4, and I'd try and explode my mother's head. That never worked. So I would try and like slip the glass ashtray across the coffee table by the power of my mind, like this. Just thinking at it, move, and then try. Obviously, all of it wasn't like anything to do with violence, but you know, when you're trying to survive in this world. But anyway, my childhood was Very, very traumatic. There are other entities for sure. We live on a wave like a radio of 500,000 gigahertz, 2 million gigahertz one side, and that side is where the other beings are for sure. All right, I agree with that. Just like turning a radio knob like that. We're all on this channel and they're all on that channel. So I dig that. I dig that. But any time that I've been in trouble, I always used to close my eyes and say, please, God or Jesus, make it go away. And you can guarantee that it will go away. So it always protected me. It was always protected and it always went away. So I can always still do that, hopefully. So yeah, that's been my vlog for today. Hope everyone's enjoyed. I'm going to be back this week with some more flat earth Britishness, more Tatarianness, and more top 20s and whatever tickles my fancy, really. Because at the end of the day, I'm not doing Pandaverse. I'm doing what I want to, for the plain and simple reason it's my channel. And I want to do what I want to do. I had a mass unsub this week. I'm not quite sure what I did, but it might be YouTube doing it, but like 50 people. So I've obviously upset someone somewhere, but I usually do, especially Christians who get the wrong end of the stick. Yeah, I could literally be of the holy bloodline. Just bear that in mind. My wife is terrified of dolls. I'm not surprised. I can't look at them. I literally have stayed in places with loads of dolls and tripping, and literally they're all looking at you and they think they're horrible. Oh, fucking hell. I'm glad you mentioned that, Michael. So yeah, make sure to email me. I'll put the email here, martinliga7@gmail.com. Okay, I'll put that in there. And next show, which will be next week, because this is only episode number 1 of a very historic happening, which is happening right now. What happens right here today will determine the rest of humanity forever. Okay, and we're going to bring out or tell people about these paranormal experiences. Other people might say, oh, it's a bit of a nutter, isn't he? Well, I'm not actually worried because I'm a flat earther. And according to the normies, that's like the default. So going on that, I can literally talk about absolutely anything in the realm of consciousness and paranormal activity, which there is, by the way. Don't look behind you. It's looking at you. Anyway. So yeah, much love to you all. Sending love, healing love to you, Maximus. Get well soon, my friend. Do we exist in a simulation? Conspiracy Cracker is asking. I don't know. There's no evidence to, in any way, really. I can see the fractal geometry behind it. It's not like what quantum mechanics is saying. Some sort of holography. Yeah, I guess. I think it's a simulation, I guess, of some sort. If that's the way we can explain it. No to dolls. They're really spooky. So thanks, I am Long Frog. Thanks, Ivor Billy. Thanks, Violet. Professor Martin, Precious, thank you for being here and bringing your awesome, lovely, beautiful vibration. Top skills, man. Thank you, Jiggernaut. Try my best to make it happen. Okay, well, in your own time, no even worry. Yeah, musical youth. Music is the food of love. Come to sing me, make me rub and scrub. Brilliant. When I was in school, that came out. We thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Some of them are rough, me tough. Some of them are rag, a muffin, and a rough. Pretty good, wasn't it, Mr. Rasta? Oh, proper dread round here. We all are. Tate made millions on their party lines. Yeah, I bet they fucking did. So, Squirrel Sniper, Conspiracy Cracker, check my live stream last night. Yeah, man, he's like fucking... He's doing loads lately on his days off. He's a Squirrel Sniper. If you're a fan of cheap duels... I don't know what that is. Duels. Don't know. Something like drools. I don't screw spirit boards. Now, I've never done Ouija board for obvious reasons. I did get my money given back to me after I asked a palmist to read my palm, and she said I can't, and I got all funny. I was like, well, am I going to die? She said, no, I just can't read your palm. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. This is like me not having fingerprints in America then, is it? I'm sure I am actually alive. I have got fingerprints because I can see them. Anyway, she gave me my money back. That was in Cardiff Market. But I have never done Ouija board. My Auntie Gaynor did in the Dutch band in high school. And one of the girls who played went nuts and went to the insane asylum and got invaded by a nasty spirit, made her go nutty. You got to watch that shit. I wouldn't fuck with a Ouija board. No way. Jose, would I fuck with that? Shit, no. Fuck no. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been to like sort of piss around seances when we was young, but that was just to make the girls scared so they come over closer to you. Nothing ever really happened. So there's that. What? This is mentality. That's why they call it mentality. It's the mentality of men. The mechanics of vertical dialectic displacement. See, he blows your head off with high-end intellect, the squirrel sniper. Don't know what happens. It must be on amazing psychedelics. I get sleep paralysis. It's terrifying. Started when I was 20. TD. It's very, very scary, isn't it? Don't want to know what was going on, really. It's too terrifying to know. And I know it makes you not scared of everything else, though. So there's that, like getting killed and shit. That's why I do all dangerous things all the time. So thanks, Weasel. Thanks, everybody. I'm going. My next killing me. But thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed this. Something a little bit different. Looking at the world of paranoia. Paranormal. Paranoia. Paranormal things. And my experiences with sleep paralysis, which have been very defining in my life and very weird. And spending a year in a wheelchair because of it, something was going down, guys. Okay. And then things in my neck, which is still hurting now all these years later. So, what kind of dolls, Gary? That's a personal thing. We don't want to know about that. In Welsh, we have blow up sheep. Cut rebel. I love this. Breath of fresh air, psychic air. Dominic. I like your style. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing your vibration. Thank you for being awesome. Stay groovy, guys. I'll be back in a day or two. Maybe we're going to do maybe a Wednesday thing, but definitely flatter days and lots going on. It's going to be Scorchio this week, so I'm guessing I'm going to be not stuck in front of the computer the whole time. So thank you, Bob, for the suggestion of doing a sleep paralysis video. He asked me, Bob, on Facebook, and I was like, yeah, that's a really good idea. And then I had the idea to do a series, because there's not too many series of and a club. Join the Paranormal Club. Tell me of your paranormal experiences. Don't be scared. No one's going to laugh at you, and no one's going to judge you, even if it's really weird. Okay, we're not going to judge. We're a non-judgy people around here, and I'll share it on this channel. And even to the extent of you could possibly come on this channel on the camera and tell us yourself if you're brave enough, as long as you freak everybody out. That'd be good. Thank you. Oh, Abigail. Is it Adel? I can't say that. I'm sorry. But much love to you. Mickey, thank you for being here. Nice little shamrock for good luck there. And Weasel and Dominic, thank you for being here. Kurt Rose, it's been a good little gang you have today. Hope you enjoyed. This squirrel's linking his stuff. Reckon I got by spirit trying to scare girls. 40 years later, just have dodged it. I'm not sure what that's about, Storm Dog. Yeah. Don't know. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Scarab City. What's going on, lovely? I want to come on. Well, you could come on. Not this week, because I'm going to go now because I'm in pain. But in next time, I will leave the link in the description, Joe, and you can come on and tell me stuff. Okay? But it'll have to be, like I said, you've got to give other people a chance. So not war and peace. Don't want to hear it from the very start. We've got to get to the juice. Okay? So we get other people on. Liz from the Iron Maiden. Wow, I've been around for a while. I'm seeing you. Good to your year, lovely. Okay, roger that. Loads happening. Keep an eye on my end of the month's meetups, which are going to be happening. Nora's going to come in. Nora. You having a tattoo? You're going to sing karaoke? Or are you going to sing on a karaoke? Is it going to be the Cranberries? Because you're Irish. Okay, we'll have a think about it anyway. So thank you, V. No, PayPal is dead. It's gone. Don't link it, Pippi. You fucking people will throw their money. Oh, well, no, they won't because nothing will happen. But yeah, that's dead as a dodo. So please do not link that up. Oh, dear. I'm prodding Ken Wheeler again. Oh, that's literally something you should keep to yourself, Squirrel Sniper. I noticed he's lost a lot of weight. Looks a lot better these days. So, but phew, wow, that's a lot of information there. Thousands of games. It don't work. Thank you, Hippie. Let's get rid of that. Oh, just in case anyone makes a mistake. I'm just deleting that comment, love. Nothing to do with you. But someone might. An error has occurred. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. Don't do that. Don't do that. I got to get rid of it. I've gone through like literally a load of like videos, like 50 or something, removing it in case anyone makes the error of clicking it. Okay, thanks, Jay. PayPal is fucked, is what it is. It's fucked. Nobody likes it. I didn't like it anyway. So there's that. I am the presence flowing through, filling every cell of all minds and bodies right now and continuously. I am alert, radiant presence of this energy flowing through. Okay, thank you for that little prayer. I thought whatever that was. Sounds cool, groovy. Touching me, touching you later. Sue, darling, thank you for being here. Okay. Yeah, don't click that. Don't click that thing. I'm in intellectual prodding. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. I was going to think because he's about a 3, isn't he? You know, so there's a. Don't tell him or anything. Don't like me. Don't worry about it. Tell him what you fucking want. The apocalypse is good and bad. Stay curious. This is the best apocalypse I've ever been through, and I've been here for all of them. Okay, and this one is I'm going to make fun for you all. You'll really enjoy it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. Like I was in the beginning, teaching him what I missed on his 10 pillars of magnetism. Oh, that thing, I remember. Well, I'm sure he'd be happy to hear about that. Because it's his way or the highway. Tuna. Martin specialized in awesomeness, Jason chronology, and Ken Fields. I do like his electromagnetic stuff, but when I asked for a little collab on my 4 Angels work with electromagnetics, doesn't really want to play. So I don't say that personally because they're all pretty much like that. So. Which, as you know, was pretty conclusive. I think my 4 Angels, pretty conclusive. Everything will be all right, Alva Billis. The last words in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is everything's just going to be groovy and fine. So don't worry about a thing. Okay, and don't be scared of ghosts. They're not going to eat your face off. You're still here. So there's that. Anyway, boom shanker, and I will see you on the next groovy vlog. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Okay, not subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any more of my new series. You join in my Paranormal Club. First words of right. First rule: don't talk about Paranormal Club, but share Paranormal Club. See you on the next one.